It's good, right? Mm-hmm. All right, welcome back to the SF Company Hour, our weekly show on the SF Comic Book Company YouTube channel. My name is RayDoomZilla. I am your host today, coming to you live from sunny San Francisco, the RayZeum here. Today's guest, I would like to welcome, first time on the show.
What up? Bishop, a.k.a. the Boy Sick God. What it do?
That's very appropriate. And right next to him, the infamous...
Tom Fritche.
Hello, folks. Fritche's back.
I'm back.
Fritche's back. Son.
From outer space. Mm-hmm. Also in the corner right over there, we have our producer, director Rick, who showed up on time and had no hiccups during the setup of this show.
Rick does not
Nobody
suck
keeps
at
baby
all.
in the corner. Fucking relax, all right?
Rick does not suck.
Rick doesn't suck. I don't know what you heard.
Can we just move on past this? Let's just go.
In our green room, we have who do we have in our green room today? Rachel. I just wanted to put her on the spot.
Ass?
Just Rachel. That's your name from now on.
Yeah,
So first, I want to kind of get to know Bishop. Like, what's his fandom? What is he into? Kind of get his vibe. So Bishop, what is your geek vibe? What do you love to watch, read, whatever?
My geek vibe is, I say, a lot of Marvel, X-Men type shit. Also, I got the whole hipster freaking graphic novel type shit popping off. Like, I'm rereading Scott Pilgrim Saves the World right now.
Nice.
I'm actually seeing all the problematic shit and kind of laughing at it. I don't give a fuck, and it's still funny as well.
Yeah. It's a good book. I like that.
Hip hop, drum and bass, all kinds of music, punk rock, that's just me.
Awesome, cool. And Fritche, we kind of know about you already, so
Yeah. People know what they need to know.
Check the internets.
Yeah.
The dark web? Call the cops. They got a file on it. They check the dark web for shit.
Go to the post office and look at the wall. You'll see.
Go to any bar in the mission.
Do not self-snitch. Thank you.
Go to any bar in the mission and just sort of ask around.
Yeah.
Someone will let you know.
You'll see his name on the bathroom. All right. So our first topic today, we're going to talk about it's kind of old news, but I still want to hear these guys' opinions on it. Martin Scorsese just came out a couple weeks ago, and what was the exact quote? He called Marvel movies despicable.
I think Coppola said it was despicable.
Oh, Coppola said despicable.
Martin Scorsese said it wasn't cinema.
It wasn't cinema. There were.
It's not real food, as they phrased it as.
Junk food.
Like that, actually.
Yeah, and
So Marvel's making vegan films. That's what they're saying.
You can catch them at Whole Foods, man.
No, Marvel's like Carl's Jr. Martin Scorsese is sort of like the steakhouse that used to be good several decades ago, and now runs on reputation. Although I heard the Irishman's pretty good. Let's.
You're flinging shit right there. I'm just that's
also
up.
Martin Scorsese is right.
I think Martin Scorsese has a right to say that because he's Martin Scorsese.
Yeah. No, I also think he's right.
And for the most part, they are thrill rides. They're roller coasters. They're theme parks, and that's what kind of big budget action movies are. Like
that's what they're supposed to be.
From Jaws to Star Wars. There's it's kind of the new
Can
genre.
I please play the millennial devil's advocate?
Please,
right now,
please.
Isn't this the same shit everyone was saying about fucking Coppola and Scorsese's movies are too fucking violent? They're hard to fucking follow because they're really not linear and shit like that.
That's true.
It's the same thing as fucking old niggas hating on new niggas. It just is what it is. Okay,
First in the show.
it doesn't have a deep
So you're saying
storyline. There's a whole bunch of effects. Your movies was a whole bunch of violence. The fucking older fucking motherfuckers.
Bunch of old racist guys saying the N-word and shit.
That was Tarantino.
Fucking shit. Meanwhile, the older head's always gonna hate because they're getting older.
Yeah, no doubt.
Of course, they are the fucking gods. We have to pay fucking tribute. Real talk. And also, again, do you think a motherfucker nowadays has the same fucking type of fucking attention span that can sit through some sort of Godfather fucking Reservoir Dogs type shit?
Yeah, and the Irishman. The Irishman.
That's because of movies like this.
The Irishman is 3 hours and 30 minutes long, whatever it is.
Yeah,
and they're kind of upset because their movies are not playing in theaters. They're not getting the big releases they used to. So all these Marvel movies get 4,000 screens, and the Irishman has to go on Netflix. So it's a little bit. They're not playing in the big theaters like they used to. So it's kind of
big boys anymore.
They're getting pushed out for like the weekly comic book.
But that's not what either of the quotes were saying.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that's what.
I think that's
my interpretation.
At the heart of those comments
that they don't want to fucking say that outright, but I think that's where all those comments are coming from. The fact that they're getting pushed out.
Well, I mean, what the comments actually said was that it wasn't like adding any artistry to cinema, like the shit that they tried to do and the shit that they liked to watch back in the day. Like Coppola's favorite movie is Bicycle Thieves. And if you compare Bicycle Thieves or Red Shoes or something like that,
Red Shoe Diaries.
That's what I'm talking about. It's
If
like
he had the
they do
fucking
different
technology
things.
right now to fucking do what he could have fucking did back then,
He wouldn't have made an Iron Man.
First of all, Coppola shouldn't be talking shit. He made Jack. All right, he should not be throwing.
He also made Godfather 2. I mean, like they can't all be.
And
ziggers.
3.
Whoa. Are you shitting on Godfather 2?
Either way, I'm shitting on
Stupid
Godfather
asshole.
too. But sometimes you gotta wade through shit to get the shinola, all right?
Thank you.
No,
But
it's
still, yeah, you can't just do. I mean,
It's
you
like-
can't do that. A
Yeah.
and B. No kid nowadays has the attention span for that kind of fucking shit.
Yeah, but I
They're
think
lucky
that's
they made it through the fucking
I think
Avengers
that's
shit, dude.
because of stuff like this. It all has to be like a spectacle with an action break every 10 pages.
Okay.
Like it's really predictable, and that's what I'm like where I can see what they're saying. Like I think there's definitely a place for roller coasters in the world and in Marvel movies in general, but 3 a year.
Like, okay, look, like Bishop is saying, do people have the attention span for movies that, like, people like Scorsese?
Yeah.
So could a person right now sit through Mean Streets?
Yeah.
Could they sit through Taxi Driver?
I mean, define a person.
Actually, yeah, I think they can sit the Taxi.
Taxi Driver, I think they could
Taxi
sit
Driver's
through.
timeless. Yeah.
Raging Bull.
It's also really
I don't know
violent.
about Raging Bull.
hell no.
Just because boxing is dying.
It's
But
black and white alone.
Black
would
and
make them
white
turn
and
the
slow
channel.
paced. No,
Yeah.
then you got The Color of Money.
I don't know. I never saw it.
No, never saw Color of Money. Okay.
what I
Goodfellas.
just said.
They're not going to sit through Goodfellas.
Yeah, they
Oh,
they
yeah.
are.
No.
Too.
A lot of
it's
the
really
younger people,
violent.
I guarantee you, will not sit through Goodfellas. Why? It's not because it's not a bad
Yeah,
movie.
your ass,
It's
man.
because, you know what,
Talking
this is
about
too
your ass.
violent.
No.
Yeah, that's people's
Okay,
problem.
okay.
Steve.
You know what?
It is.
Not
Oh
too
my
violent.
God.
Not too violent. It's too full of racial slurs and freaking old
I
school
agree with
fucking
that
like
as well.
epitaphs.
Yeah.
That's what they couldn't sit through. But not the violence.
They can't relate.
That shit is
then.
tamed by
they
today's
can't
fucking
They can't
shit.
relate to a movie like Goodfellas.
Stop pointing
Not
at
at
us,
all.
man.
Yeah,
Just
no.
Stop pointing.
I
evil.
point. But I'm off camera, so I can point.
I
All
do
right.
think though, Apocalypse Now would fucking hold up. It's timeless for anybody because it's just about being fucked up and some fucked up shit you see when you fucked up.
I still watch Apocalypse Now. I watch Apocalypse Now once every year. I make it a
You do
point.
acid?
Congratulations.
Thank you. I
You got to do
appreciate it.
acid while you do it though. That's what makes it count.
Great.
In order to
Do you
really
have?
experience Apocalypse Now,
You can
you have to
come
watch
over.
it on acid
See me
in
later.
Vietnam.
All right. So
Hashtag gatekeeper.
I think they're kind of both right. I think Marvel is kind of taking over, but
Yeah,
I
they're
still
also-
enjoy. I like
love
both.
Marvel.
Yeah,
I
no,
like
I
both.
like them too,
Yes.
but they're really
I like
fun
it all.
to make.
I like to have
What's the last Marvel movie you seen in the theater, Fritchie?
What was the last one? Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
He actually saw that shit.
I've
He
seen
watches
all of
movies.
them.
Yes, he watches movies.
I
yeah.
could have swore he fucking like.
Stop fucking putting them in a box, all right?
Yeah, Christ.
Man.
Once again,
the fact
Rick
that I
does
have
not suck.
Yeah, the fact that I have to defend Fritchie is just really upsetting
Yeah,
me.
no, it's like, all right,
I'll be
see what
quiet.
you
No
made him
defending
do.
Fritchie anymore.
Well, if one thing came out of this, I have this awesome Martin Scorsese Marvel shirt.
That's a
So.
dope-
Yeah, Did they make that before or after? the
Well,
comics?
after, of course,
Martin
man.
Scorsese, we're gonna send you one. Watch.
This is
Well, I didn't know if it was like the Herzog Danzig one that they make at the.
oh yeah, the
at
Draft House.
Draft House.
Yeah. So at least we got that. So we got that out of
That's
the way.
pretty great.
I like the fact
That's
that
an
the
awesome
generations are fighting right now. So whatever. I like them both. So whatever. Fucking.
Yeah, you can like them both.
I like it. I'm in a world where those things are both happening. Scorsese is making great movies, and there's awesome Marvel movies. Some of them. I think there's kind of 50-50 on the Marvel movies.
Really?
I think we're
That's a
reaching
whole
a
topic for
fucking
another day
tipping
right
point
there.
with
Yeah.
superhero
That
movies.
really is.
Yeah, I think some of the Marvel movies are kind of overrated. We'll be going to one of those topics in a little bit.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let's go to. Let's see. Oh, the Halloween. How was you guys' Halloween, Bishop?
My Halloween was quite interesting.
Whoa, I need to hear this.
Me and Rachel went to a satanic doo-wop show.
Wow,
That was
where?
awesome.
Where?
What spot was that, babe?
Slims.
Slims,
They were opening
yes.
for Migo the Dude.
Trust. Oh, isn't it Amigo the Devil or Dave's Amigo the Devil or
Yeah, sorry.
that nigga the Devil or something like
The
that?
Dude.
Did he change his
I
name
believe
for
it's
that
called
night?
Daz Jones
Migo
right
the
now.
Dude to Migo the Devil? That would be awesome.
Don't know. All I know was some sort of like metal side project he was doing. But the focus was this group called Twin Temple, right? Satanic doo-wop. Imagine like Johnny Cash, Amy Winehouse, but a satanic type twist to it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
With the whole fucking suits and Hail Satan.
Every guy with the choreographs. And
I was
There's
doing the
horns,
wrong
everything.
thing
This
that
shit is
night. I'm
fire.
telling you right
Real
now.
talk.
it's like the
But we
famous
hit that.
like hell flames. You know.
After that, met up with friends, got wicked ass drunken martinis.
Nice.
Ooh, yeah.
And we went to a diner and got some really good food.
It's tough.
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
Yeah, Top's the best. That's the best late
But
night.
my favorite was my
Best fries
homeboy,
in the
Norm.
city.
Big up to Norm.
Hi, Norm.
Old boy dressed as Britney Spears.
Whoa.
But then we hung out the weekend previously.
You dress up
He
like
dressed
Disney.
up as Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Norm
we're hoping
won
for
Halloween
Shakira
last
next
year.
week, right?
No,
Whatever.
dirty Christina Aguilera.
There you go.
Ex-Tina, right?
So, Bishop, what was your Joker count? How many Jokers did you count?
All together, I'd say one was kind of hard to count because it was a show by this group called Ghostbane or something like that. And all these like incel style Joker wannabe juggalo type fools were at this fucking show. So all of a sudden it just turned into a blur of fucking shit.
Damn juggalos.
All I saw were
The
angry
hard
white
body
people
count
with
outside
face
of that,
paint.
I would say a good 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
My
All right.
favorite was this really gay Joker. The short shorts, the ripped shirt, hair just all crazy, but the makeup was there with that whole
You
like.
sure? You sure it wasn't Jared Leto?
If it was, my man was on some real hard times, dude. Either way, he got the prize for me. So I'm
So,
counting outside
5.
that weirdness 5.
5. All right. Fritchie, how was your Halloween?
Profane.
What did you do? I need to hear this.
Well, I got started early.
Yeah, he started in September.
Yeah. Of
You were in
last year.
Cliff Clavin.
No, I was Cliff Clavin a couple of years ago, but that costume wasn't as like solid as I wanted it
You
to
just
be.
put
so
a
I
postal patch on you and you called yourself Cliff Clavin.
Well, and then I shaved off everything with the mustache.
You could come as House 2, John Ratzenberger. I'll be fucking happy at that one.
Yeah, it was,
Don't feel bad. I was telling motherfuckers that I was one of the extras from Bad Boys 2 in the Nation Band.
Damn Jamaicans.
Jamaican voodoo posse.
In my house.
I went to the right spot because two of my friends had a band that was going to play there that night, and the right spot is also where I host trivia every month, so they don't charge me.
First Wednesday of the month.
First Wednesday of the month, aka next Wednesday.
I plan to go one of these days.
No, he doesn't. I went dressed as United States Senator Ted Cruz.
Please, Fritchie, show the camera.
You
Show
gotta
the
show the
Here.
camera.
I went as Senator Ted Cruz. And
That's a good one.
I just got crunk. But but as a result, because I was at the right spot basically all night. I only did one scene change from one part of the mission, or no, two, from one part of the mission to another part to another part up north. So I only actually saw 2 Jokers.
Only 2 Jokers. Wow.
Yeah, well,
All right.
I wasn't out long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was I didn't really see too many Jokers. I didn't really go out. There was the 49ers game,
49er
so
game,
I
man. Sorry.
so I spent most of the time drinking a lot of alcohol and watching the 49ers. Then went out to St. Mary's pub and had a couple of drinks and hit on a lady werewolf at the bar. So that
Yeah,
was
he did.
that was my samesies, Rick, right?
Pretty much. I mean,
I didn't see any Jokers, man. I was outside. We
that
didn't really
night,
go
no.
far, so we.
But the night previously, because it was October 30th, Devil's Night, I did see a lot more people, on my way home. I saw 2 Jokers, and one of them was Jack Nicholson's Joker, which I was happy about. I was like, oh, you took it old school. Nice, thank you. But then the other person took it, I don't want to talk about Joker right now, the new Joker, but they went Arthur Fleck. And yeah.
I don't count that one.
You haven't seen it yet, so just waiting for
We'll
that.
see. Let's see.
It'll be an epic
All
show.
right, so everybody had a good Halloween. I
didn't
see.
need
I
to
see.
make
It
that
sounded like it was fun. We'll save
Yeah,
that for another day.
it's-
That's a whole.
That day is probably going to be all
Another
1
day.
hour of the Joker. I'm
Closer
telling you
to
this
the
right now.
normies, remember, they're part of this now. You have to explain to them. That's why movies like this exist. Remember that. Just keep saying that to yourself.
All right. So speaking of good comic book movies,
We weren't talking about that.
We were talking good comics.
transition.
Yeah.
So Into the Spider-Verse is official. Sequel's
Yeah, the
happening.
second one.
2022, I believe.
Yeah, 2022. I think.
2022.
That should be nice.
It's pretty excited about
First
that.
one was
Yeah.
really
With
good.
the shits on that
You
one
guys
as well.
watched the first one, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was good.
Yeah, it was a really good movie. I liked it as a standalone, but I'm gonna wait for them to fuck up a second one before I start hating on it. Like, I'm gonna go in and watch it and let them disappoint me if they're gonna do it.
You are actually giving them the opportunity to fuck up.
Yeah. It's
I'm
just
gonna allow
like
you to
this
fuck
could be
up.
great.
They've earned that pass.
Yeah, it's just like they could fuck up. It's all good. They gave me one great movie.
Yeah. Yeah, do you want them to keep the same storyline, kind of Spider-Man's from multiple dimensions, or kind of more just Miles' story with, or do you want to expand on it? What do you guys want to see from the sequel?
I'd like to see more of Miles, personally.
Yeah.
Let him develop as a Spider-Man. Let him get used to his powers. Let him start flexing a little bit. Even let him get a little bit, not corrupt, but let him, let it big his head up and let him, fall from that and learn from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, marvel him up a little bit.
And maybe,
Marvel him up.
Yeah, we're like
was
the
gonna say,
main
motherfucker,
villain
I was
isn't the
gonna say, I like
villain,
that
it's
one.
him. Or
Marvel him up
his
a bit.
Yeah, marvel him up a bit. Like punch him around.
Marvel
Slap
too much.
him around
That
a
turned
little
Yeah,
into
kill a
DC.
couple of his parents.
It turns into Zack Snyder's DC.
Are we going here right now already? Zack Snyder? Come on.
Zack Snyder's a
We're
hack. If
going
you like him, you don't
into
like
the
him.
Spider-Verse.
Anyway.
Rick,
Shots fired.
Rick, you're drunk. Calm down.
Not yet, I'm getting
It's
there.
them damn micheladas.
In a Spider verse, I suspect what's gonna happen is that it's gonna be largely based around Miles and probably Gwen, and probably have some cameos from the other ones. Peter B. Parker is probably gonna play some reduced role, and then there's gonna be additional Spider verses that Miles and Gwen are gonna
So,
go to do new shit.
what Spider-Man would you like to see show up in there? If they do go that route, we'd see some multiple other dimensions.
Wasn't 2099 in the teaser?
It wasn't in the teaser.
So,
yeah.
him.
Spoilers. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Why are you watching this if you don't watch the movie?
Yeah. If you don't watch
Get outta
comic
here.
book movies, don't watch the show.
Skip ahead. You should have skipped
It's not
ahead
for
before.
you.
This is not the show for you. I would like to see, maybe the Cosmic Spider-Man. That's one of my favorite interpretations.
Yeah,
Like,
that's pretty
all-powerful
good.
Spider-Man would have been cool, You can go, I'm not
Here's my
sure.
favorite cheat on PS2 Spider-Man.
Yeah, that was pretty,
Because he
that
can
was
fly.
Yep.
Shoot shit out of his hands.
What else? What other Spider? I want to see the black costume Spider-Man done right on screen. But
Yeah, that'll probably happen.
There's so many damn Spider-Man you can you have. Rick, any Spider-Man you want to?
For me, you know what? Honestly, to tell you the
Didn't
truth,
even wait for you to finish that sentence.
I was ready to jump at the bit because
Rick needs to learn tact, but we'll see.
attack fuck right. All right, so
Segways.
for me, I'm more interested in the villains that they're going to use because every movie, when it comes to superhero movies, it's all predicated on the villain. If you have a shitty villain,
Yeah, I think that's a problem, though.
no, it's not a problem.
there's
I
a
mean, look,
possibility,
to me,
though.
all the Iron Man movies, shitty movies because they didn't have the great villain. That's
Well,
it.
I mean, Marvel
But-
in general doesn't have great villains, except for the X-Men villains and the Spider-Man villains, and
Certain
a
people.
couple of other ones.
Hey, you know what? Hey,
Fantastic Four has great villains.
Fantastic Four has great villains.
Captain America used his villains
Yeah.
to even they were shitty villains, but they used them to the maximum effort of what they could have. So, but right now,
so they did the best they did.
the best they could with what they had. It's shitty villain.
You're saying. Yeah.
It's a shitty villain, but they did the best with what they had.
The immigrant
But
credo.
I want to
Yeah.
see for Into the Spider-Verse. I want to see which villains they're going to use because that's going to dictate which Spider-Man they're going to bring in.
I'd also like to see the other dimensions of those fucking villains too.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because wasn't it interesting
Trust.
seeing Dr. Octopus as a female? I
I'm
fucking
saying
love
that.
that.
But the shit's in
That
one.
was
Hell
dope.
yeah.
Seeing
Hell
Chick-to-Puss.
yeah.
Yeah. Chick the
Pretty
puss.
cool.
Octopussy, okay? Come on, guys.
I like that one better.
All trouble with everybody on
I'm
this
not
show.
getting sued by Eon Productions. I'm sticking with
Again, we
Chick-to-Puss.
respect
Barbara Broccoli,
everybody.
come after us.
Broccoli. It's pronounced broccoli.
I will say broccoli.
You would be pronouncing it wrong.
I'll say put some cheese on it.
All right.
Sipowitz.
So we're excited about the
Zebra
Spider.
zebra. Okay.
All right, calm down. Great. We're all excited. Spider-Verse. Hopefully they don't fuck up this one, but
Probably won't.
I do have a question for you, right? Is it Phil Lord and Chris Miller still doing
I
it?
believe they're still coming back.
Okay,
for that.
just making sure.
I
believe
didn't
so.
actually look in.
But they didn't announce that. They just announced the movie was coming
Okay,
out. So
yeah.
we'll see. All right. So next up we're gonna talk Peyton. Quick thoughts on Peyton Reed coming back for Ant-Man 3. I wasn't really a big fan of the second Ant-Man. I thought it was kind of boring, kind of like
fine.
saying like the scene with Paul Rudd as a little kid was pretty running around the school was pretty hilarious. But for the most part, I didn't really care. It was like
I fell asleep.
The Ant-Man movies are incredibly forgettable.
I like the first one.
good.
I'm just gonna take a hard pass.
No,
on
it's
this.
like, alright.
It's Ant-Man. That Wasp shit was kind of whack to me.
Yeah,
In my opinion, that's why he was left out of all those fucking Avenger fucking shit. So,
I like
whatever. Fight me outside.
Don't
we got Ant-Man protesters outside.
They're waiting. You really want to see
They're
her?
waiting with tickets.
I like that they got rid of Wasp bangs. Like every white girl seems to have a bangs phase, and I'm glad that she got the Usually it happened around 2009. I've noticed them, but like anyway, it was nice. It was nice to see Michael Douglas in San Francisco, like as he should be.
Yeah.
In the game?
No,
Streets of San
Francisco.
Francisco.
Streets of San Francisco.
I mean,
Michael Douglas the game was
awesome.
also great too.
The game was great.
Yeah, it's like throw that to the pile of good shit he's done in the city.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I don't mind Peyton Reed directing Ant-Man 3 for nothing other than continuity, but like I feel no specific draw to watch this one too.
Yeah, I'm not excited about this. I don't really
The
care.
strongest thing you can say about this shit is continuity.
It's just like, well, at least it's consistent.
At the same time, though, it's
At least it's the same as the last one.
we can't get too excited because we don't know what the actual movie's about. Once we
Do you
figure out
really
what
care,
it's about,
though?
It's
you
about
really care, though?
shrinking or getting big.
Exactly.
And
Fuck Ant-Man, dude.
I'm gonna.
oh, fuck Ant-Man!
All right,
It's like
Oh.
a small key to like that
That's,
Avengers puzzle, basically.
That's going on the shirt list.
I'm good.
Fuck it, man.
So like, I'm actually
Hey, quote me on that shit. I want the quote.
I want to. I like the ant just flipping off like.
We can have Chris's picture with flipping people out saying "fuck Ant-Man." I'm buying that shirt.
I'm currently reading Tales to Astonish from the '60s, and like along with all the other '60s Marvels, and
Oh,
you can
God.
tell the ones where Stan Lee gives a fuck, and it is backed up by an artist that can actually like help him out. Like at the same time, him and Kirby are doing great shit on Fantastic Four. He'll just sort of spit out a Tales to Astonish issue with Giant Man, where the whole thing is that Wasp thinks Giant Man's cute, Giant Man thinks Wasp is annoying, villain comes in, Giant Man can't beat him, then he goes home, then the guy comes back, and then Giant Man beats him, then the issue is over. It's just so
Riveting.
Like, it's riveting shit. And he does this for years.
All right.
The Bills don't pay
So,
themselves.
all right. So, fuck Ant-Man, as Bishop said. I agree.
Wow, it's garbage, man. I'm sorry.
The first one I thought was okay. The second one I didn't care about.
Second one
So,
sucked.
all right. Let's see. Quick thoughts on Game of Thrones. The guys are leaving. They were on a Star Wars movie. They were going to do. The rumor is we're going to do like the history of the Jedi.
They were gonna go into Old Republic, from what I believe.
The
That
hit-
just
the hit-
irked me. The shit
Yeah,
on
that's
it,
what I
they're
was
not
about
gonna
to
do
ask.
it.
Can y'all give me a quick breakdown? Because everything I read is like clickbait and nonsense.
Well, yeah,
So
that's
break this down for me, real, just as real
So
quick.
Benioff and Weiss, the producers of Game of Thrones, they were given basically a trilogy,
Yeah.
of Star Wars movie, and the rumor was they were going to go to the Knights of the Old Republic, which is kind of the formation of the Jedi,
Yes.
the start of the Sith, and they were kind of almost tailor made for it because that's what pretty much Game of Thrones is.
Yeah.
First of all, have you guys played
Can I
Knights of
finish
the
my-
Old Republic? First
No,
of
I
all,
have not.
No.
so you guys don't know the storylines for either one.
I heard it was great though, but I
It-
haven't
it-
actually
it's a great
played it.
game.
It's a great game.
Yeah,
It's kind of
but-
hard to play on Xbox, so I never really played it because it's a pain in the ass. You need a PC for it.
Yeah.
But it's considered among Star Wars fans one of the best
Yeah.
storylines in Star Wars. Like overall, like one of the best
I've
storylines.
actually
Like,
never heard anyone disagree with that.
yeah.
Like, it's really
So
really
it would have been interesting, but I guess they've got kind of a backlash from the last season of Game of Thrones, and so they're kind of getting hit hard. And they also signed a deal with, I believe, was it Amazon?
Netflix.
It was it Netflix?
Netflix.
So they have that big deal. So it was kind of rumblings that this wasn't going to happen, which it would be interesting to see. But I wouldn't mind seeing some other filmmakers tackle that because that era is so ripe.
Just.
Like the formation of the Jedi, the formation of the Sith, when Sith or the rule of two wasn't involved,
Right.
when there was Sith everywhere.
When they were both like together,
Yeah.
and you had, like the dark and it was
Yeah,
balanced and shit like that.
Yeah. So when they're in their prime, I really wanted to see that, and I still think it's going to happen. I think it would probably work better as a Disney Plus show instead of just doing a movie of it. So
Well, let me ask you this. Let's say that this property does go to some other filmmakers. would you want to see a movie or a show based on the origins of the Jedi and Sith Order, or would you like to see an adaptation of Knights of the Old Republic? I guarantee it's going to be different.
I want to see. They're going to do what they do with all the old legend stuff, all the stuff they did back in the day. Kind of cherry pick the good stuff. Like you can definitely like cherry pick and get some of the good stuff out of there, and you can have it set in.
Thrawn in this shot over here.
Thrawn.
Yeah.
He was after the trilogy. He was not over.
No. That's what I'm saying. It's just like
that,
the things, the expanded universe parts that fans liked that got ignored when Star Wars got bought by Disney.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
you're right with that. Make
Fuck
that shit
Disney.
Damn.
Sorry.
Make that shit a
I
series.
had to do that. Sorry.
So basically, you can explain the whole thing, get up into that shit, tell the entire story, especially for like the nerd fucking culture and everything, because that's also that Disney streaming shit.
Yeah, Disney.
And everyone will pay for that shit.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can tell the story.
I'm waiting for that right now.
November 12th. I mean, I'm getting that. Yeah.
I just want them to make something that puts all that shit together, so I'm not paying like 20 here, 20 there, and 20 there. So I got a fucking basic old school fucking cable bill. And shit.
Yeah. Well, basically that's what it's turning out. Like if you want all the major streaming services, it's gonna be like $100 and something bucks. So it's like what the hell?
Yeah.
Well, just to be
this is what
fair,
they're trying
cable's
to
like
do.
fucking 200 plus right now.
This is what.
So this is half the amount of the money. So.
That's why I wait for the spoilers on
Hey,
YouTube.
no, this is what we do.
Shit.
You gotta borrow somebody's account. Netflix, my account, stuff.
No, it's
Like,
like
out of that shit too.
Who's
now,
got
yo.
Disney Plus?
Like this is what the cable providers have always wanted since the beginning. They wanted you to pay for every channel individually, a la carte, and now they got you.
Got you,
They
fuckers.
got you, fucker.
All they had to do is let you see it when you want to see it.
Yeah.
So it's. I think it's. It would have been interesting what they would do, what they would have done, but whatever. It's they'll probably find somebody else, probably better. We'll see.
I heard they're not great screenwriters. Also, could I get another one?
Oh yes.
They could be great story
I
writers,
second
though,
that motion.
storytellers.
I haven't seen any of Game of Thrones because anyone?
I'm a bit.
There you go. But I've heard unkind things about season 8.
A lot of people say, I like season 8.
I need to get my beer open by him.
Man, this is hooligan.
God damn.
God damn.
I like season 8. I think the pacing was kind of off.
Skill.
I think the pacing was kind of off, and they kind of dropped the ball on a lot of shit. So, but I enjoyed it for the most part. I thought it was a good ending.
I thought it was a great ending.
They
Game of Thrones?
they filmed the pilot for the kind of the birth of the White Walkers. And with starring Naomi Watts.
Annoying me what?
Annoying Me Watts. That's a new nickname. And they scrapped it after the pilot. So I don't think people really care about the White Walkers. But the one they did greenlight is the House of Dragons. They're going to do in the history of the Targaryens.
Who's doing that?
I don't know if they released any who's actually doing it, but they're going to full season on that one. So I think more people like dragons. They
Can I
want
say some quick shit though?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think even the most fucking like Holly come lately ass fucking Game of Thrones fucking fan should appreciate a series about fucking White Walkers. Number one, you got a whole bunch of these motherfuckers that basically die and turn into fucking ice zombies. Fuck them. You got these 5 motherfucking like a general and his fucking crew that just sat there and the whole time had superpowers, turned a goddamn dragon into a fucking ice zombie. You don't want to know that background about that shit?
They HBO
Fuck
killed
how
it.
quick they died or whatever that shit. I can live with that shit. Whatever. They're trying to move shit
That was
on
a
so they can
badass
get to the
scene,
next
though,
fucking
man.
thing. I want to know their background.
Yeah.
Besides the fact that a bunch of fucking elves put their gut in his hand in his gut and made him a motherfucker. What happened to this? Why is he taking over shit?
Yeah.
All the rest of fucking the world in that movie that you don't fucking see, like Eastros, Southros, or whatever that shit. You niggas take that shit over too?
South
North
Rose.
North South Rose, West Rose. All right.
Big Mama Stros or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Did they like kill all that shit too? Like, tell me the old lore about that shit.
I think they'll revisit. Maybe the pilot just wasn't working, and they decided,
But I am not hating. I'm with the fucking whole like Targaryen freaking shit.
I think there's a definitely intriguing story about
Dude, they control dragons.
I wanna
How come
know how
nobody else
far
can control
back they go.
dragons?
Yeah.
Who fucked up in that deal?
Yeah, exactly.
Like somebody gambled wrong. Maybe sister fucking lets you control dragons.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So we'll see what the definitely. When is the release date on the House of Dragons?
There's no release date right now so far.
Right,
but they're in production. They're going to be in production.
Yeah, they're going the full series on that. So yeah, they're confident in that one. So we'll see. We'll see. Definitely more Game of Thrones. I'm down for. I think J.R.R. Martin's. He's not writing the pilot, but he's producing the show. So.
Did he even finish the fucking story yet?
No, there's two.
He hasn't finished
two more books are supposed. To, yeah, 2 more books are supposed to go.
You popping?
Yeah.
Winds of Winter is due in 2014.
Slight delay. I think it's is it under the Image banner of comics?
Yeah.
Wow. Really? Come on, guys.
I'm tired of your Image praise.
All right,
so a sad topic next. We're going to talk about John Witherspoon, the great John Witherspoon.
All right.
Big ups to Witherspoon.
I put hot sauce on my burrito all fucking week because John Witherspoon fucking passed.
He's had diarrhea all week. So
They finally put enough hot sauce on his burrito.
77. He was in, famously in Friday, Pops. He was definitely probably his biggest role. He was in so many movies. He was so many TV shows. Like every TV show.
For my family, the biggest one was Boondocks.
Wayne's Brothers.
Boondocks, yeah.
Yeah, Wayne's Brothers.
Wayne's Brothers.
Grew up watching that.
Yes.
What's that sound?
House Party, Meteor Man.
Yes,
Yeah.
Meteor Man.
Meteor Man.
Oh, shit.
I'll tell you this. John Witherspoon, I adore John Witherspoon. He goes back to me for long ways with Robert Townsend.
Yes.
Partners in Crime.
Mm-hmm.
He was in his movie Hollywood Shuffle.
Yes, Hollywood
and
Shuffle.
I never, ever forgot that guy because even on screen, he has such a presence.
Mm-hmm.
He chews up scenery like nobody else, man. I love John Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Anytime he comes on screen, you guys will know who John Witherspoon is.
My favorite shit was House Party when he's hanging out the fucking window next to the party. Go ahead and dance with your big ass. I'll pay $50,000 for this goddamn house. That shit was so great.
He was legendary. Just any pretty much any black sitcom or black movie in the 80s and 90s.
Drugs.
Witherspoon was a part of that.
Yeah.
He was
Richard Pryor.
He was in
Richard
Soul
Pryor
Plane,
show.
of all
Yep.
things.
Soul Plane. Yeah.
Richard Pryor, and Robert Townsend. I think John Witherspoon. They really pushed that guy because they saw something special in him.
Yeah,
Man, he's an icon, yo.
So favorite John Witherspoon movie, Fritchie? Favorite John Witherspoon role?
So it's gonna be Granddad on the Boondocks by a lot.
Yeah.
Because the show. Me and my family are a big fan of the comic strip, and by me and my family, I mean my dad and my sister. My mom does not like
Aaron Magruder.
artistic things.
Aaron Magruder.
Yeah, and then we watched the show on when I was in high school, and the other day I found out that John Witherspoon died, and I texted my dad and my sister that he died, and they were bummed out, and then it quickly devolved into all of the things that we as a family quote to each other that are actually direct quotes from John Witherspoon. Like no one in our family can say distinguished normally. We all say distinguished. It's like, new shoes, new shoes. We all do the new shoes song, the Killer Kung Fu Wolf Bitch episode.
Yes.
Me and my dad and my sister can quote that whole episode front to back unprompted. And we often do to the consternation of my mother.
Awesome. Bishop was a favorite Witherspoon role.
My favorite Witherspoon role is Pops on Wayne's Brothers. I love that shit. Everything from the Tic Tac shoes that he always freaking wore to the crazy ass polyester shirts with the pants that were like bell bottoms.
He was flossing, man.
Yeah, he's wearing like chinos.
And then my best is when he had that midlife crisis and he had the gold chains and the jerseys and like the freaking Gore-Tex boots and everything. Just sitting there freestyling. And then when he ran for Congress too.
Oh yeah.
And that chick had his name Pops on the butt and she was butt popping. John Witherspoon is a guy. Yo, rest in peace, John.
Rest in
Witherspoon.
peace.
Yeah.
I would have to go with Friday. I love. He's great quotes in there. The hot sauce on my burrito when he gives a speech to Craig at the end. You
Live to fight another day.
Live to fight another day.
You win some, you lose some.
Just a great actor. Just a great comedic actor. Just a true legend. Definitely going to be missed. 77, man. So he had a good run.
It was pretty sudden.
That's still
too.
young,
He's
though,
supposed
man.
to be
77 is still pretty young.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be in a revival series of the Boondocks like next year. Like,
Yeah.
This is all very sudden.
Yeah. So it's gonna be hard to replace that guy. So
fuck.
R.I.P. John Witherspoon.
I go with Soul Plane. Come on, guys. Nobody fucking saw him in Soul Plane.
This is why I didn't ask your opinion.
Why? No,
talking about it.
He was the blind guy trying to reach for some stuff. Come on.
It's like Marion Barry. We know he was a damn good mayor, but we also know he's a crackhead.
That's right.
And that's why they elected him
That's why we don't mention
again.
Soul
That's
Plane.
why he was a high school high fucking statue, man. Fucking Marion Barry. That's why fucking John Witherspoon was in Soul Plane.
Another great Boondocks moment. They had Soul Plane 2, the Blackjacking.
Yeah.
They had Soul Plane 2. Did I miss that?
And John
Holy
Witherspoon
shit.
played himself on the show.
They had Soul Plane 2? No way.
The fact that you're enthusiastic is the shit that fucking is killing me right now.
missed that
It's like,
shit.
we gotta stop this
Soul
plane.
Plane 2? Get the fuck out of here.
The fact that we went to Soul Plane 2 is I'm changing the topic because that's it. You can't top that.
You're gonna get
There's a
haunted by
Soul
John
Plane
Witherspoon
2.
now. Just for
All
that
right,
shit.
Rick,
yo.
do your research after. Okay.
I'm scared right
Okay,
now that there's
alright.
a Soul Plane 2.
All right. So
Who would be so
R.I.P.
scared if he was listening?
R.I.P. John Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Gonna be missed. Right on.
to the crowd.
Cheers. Cheers to Mr. Witherspoon. So, all right. So, next on the agenda, we're going to go to our pool list. So, just the pool list is pretty much stuff you picked up during the week, good or bad, something you watched, something you listened to, something just something that stands out to you.
Word.
So, whatever you feel that pops in your head that you picked up this scene, good or bad, like I said. Bishop, what's your pull list for this week?
That Watchmen fucking series.
Yeah.
That shit is hard as a motherfucker. Number one, if you don't know about it, I may be giving a little bit away, but fuck your life. You should be watching that shit.
Fuck your life. I love it.
Basically, it's that whole fucking Black Wall Street fucking thing about how
Yeah.
Americans tore up fucking that
Tulsa
shit in
race
Tulsa.
riot. Yeah.
The whole premise is if they gave them niggas reparations and how all them followers of Rorschach kind of fucked up off that shit and went like wild and started becoming like a KKK type faction. Yeah, I'm gonna just stop right there because you need to be watching it. But that's that fly shit.
Oh, yeah.
The whole thing is just ill, from like some historical type shit that makes you go and read about it, to seeing different points of view of some shit, to just on some like, that's a violent ass like good comic anyway.
Yeah.
And niggas ain't afraid to get violent with that
Yeah.
shit. I'm with it.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, I saw the first episode. I haven't seen the second one yet. I was supposed to do that
Watch
today.
the second one, yo.
Yeah,
Look for that
yeah.
nigga, the Red Scare, yo. That
Oh,
guy's
shit.
a wild
All right.
boy, yo.
All right. So,
Trust.
anything else this week that stands out?
No, I'm just with the Watchmen. That's
What's
my
the
main
Watchmen?
shit
Watchmen.
right now.
Watchmen. All right, that's a good pick.
And I'm envious of your 7 fucking deadly wins. I love my Giants, but we suck. I'm just sorry. It is
Oh, you're talking about the A ones, you mean?
Yes. I have to say that because I'm in the Bay now. But damn, y'all.
I cannot
Yeah.
wait
I'll
till
see
they
y'all
come
next
back
season.
to Earth, man.
Hey, man, I'm riding the high now.
Hey, NFC East. Die.
The NFC least. Yeah, there you go. So,
Talk your shit. Right now.
hey, man, there's only time we can, right?
We have the least amount of wins to be at the top of our division.
You're gonna be like 9-7 like the
We're
fucking
4 and
Seahawks.
3. We have a spot in the playoffs because life is unfair.
2 and 5.
I know.
All right. So, Fritchie, what's your pull list for this week? What do you got for us, man?
Well, I didn't buy this week, but I've been reading it this week. Old Jeff Johns JSA.
Nice.
Oh, nice. What book is that? Fair Play?
Fair Play. So
Nice.
it's when Black Adam joins the JSA.
Yeah.
I think this or the last book was the first one where Jeff Johns started writing it solo without David Goyer.
I think it excels better without David Goyer.
Goyer sometimes fucks everything
Yeah.
up, man.
Yeah,
Not like Goyer,
like,
but he really fucks
Once
up.
again, Rick does not suck.
the art on the start of the
Is that
start of
Rags?
the book is Rags Morales, who always did that weird thing where he would draw cross-hatching lines in the whites of people's eyes, which always cracks me the fuck up. And then the book, the art at the end of the book is Steven Sadowski, who was drawing the book when I started reading it, back when I was a wee lad.
2 weeks ago.
Damn,
Yeah,
right?
in 2003. And the only other thing that I was doing this week was I got a music thing. I got an album.
Cool.
I got a box set of John Coltrane's Prestige recordings from 1958, which he recorded for Prestige from 57 to the end of 58. They released the sessions that he did in 57 as records, but then the 58 recordings, they just sat on it until he left and went over to, I think, Blue Note, and then later Impulse. And so suddenly he's getting really popular, and they just have all this new Coltrane that they're sitting on. So they just cut up all the recording sessions, smashed them together, and released them every couple of years as new Coltrane. And what this box set does, it just gets all of the masters he did in 1958, arranges them in order of like recording session, finally puts them back in order and puts them in a box, and it's just like he sounds different at the start of the year than he does at the end of the year because he's a goddamn artist. It's like, this is how it's supposed to be. It doesn't sound weird and choppy now. So that's really fucking good.
Awesome. All right, some good picks. Rick, you picked anything up this week?
As far as books, no, but I'm always watching fucking new shows. I ended up watching another movie. I rewatch movies a lot, so I ended up watching a movie called Horror House LLC.
This is another Pornhub thing?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So it's an
There's a
LLC
lot of
about
nudity and some of the best,
Horror
bukkake
house?
scenes you'll ever see in your life.
Horror house.
How to run a horror.
Best little horror house in
movie.
Texas. Yeah.
Is horror spelled with a W? You're
Wow,
for
it is.
Brandy.
Don't forget to register your
no, it's just,
trademark.
I'm a big fan of the bad movie. I love
We know, Rick. Yeah.
Everybody knows I like the bad movie.
You don't like good movies.
Like bad
You
with
like
3Ds.
it? Wait, are you liking it as in you hate watching it, or you like it as in you like it because it's that bad?
I like it because it's that bad. That's one of those things. I like
I always
bad
thought
movies because it's just like,
I
you know
thought
what?
you liked it because that was just your wheelhouse. Like that was just like the kind of movie you liked. No shame in that.
In other words, I thought you had no taste.
No.
Like I'm not saying
Is that another
an
movie
insult.
you like?
Everyone has a taste in movies.
Starts Fritche.
There's no such thing as a good taste in movies. Everyone has the perfect taste in movies for themselves. I always just thought your taste in movies was like,
shitty.
Both can be true.
Shut up. I'm trying to give you a compliment here, and you're talking yourself out of it.
It's not gonna happen.
Welcome to Rick.
Yeah. No, it's just like
You will
you
not
know,
compliment me.
like I used to work with a guy who would make schlocky movies. Like I'm familiar with the territory.
You work with Roger Corman?
I really like
Close,
bad
George
movies.
Kuchar. Look him
So,
up.
Horror House LLC, one
sure
of these kind of, it's another found footage movie, but people are filming a haunted house in a house they probably shouldn't have been filming in.
Okay.
And I'm gonna let it go from there. So you can find these movies on Tubi TV. You can also find them on Pluto TV.
The dollar bin in a fucking 7-Eleven.
Definitely.
75 cents
movie
over.
quick. Old 7-Eleven rental. Movie quick. Go get it.
Cool. All right, it's some good picks by Bishop and Fritchie, and Rick had a pick too. All right, so
Rick didn't have a pick, but Rick had a pick.
Okay.
What's it like listening to a screaming, disembodied voice?
Dude, I was about to drink this.
Rick has to learn not to interrupt. Let's see. So I picked up a couple things this week. A couple Goodwill finds for me this week. I picked up John Williams' album, the
Return?
Charles Gerhard National Philharmonic Orchestra, an LP of, and the first Star Wars. John Williams, London Philharmonic Orchestra.
Classic album.
$3 each. $3 each. At the
And
Goodwill.
it says Return of the Jedi, right?
Yes, not Revenge of the Jedi.
Not Revenge.
Also, I picked up. I haven't read it yet, but it's Tom Scully. He's doing a Fantastic Four grand design. Recently, Ed Piskor did X-Men grand design, kind of a retelling of the X-Men, their origins, like their first couple decades in existence. Tom Scully did this one. This is a variant by Ed Piskor.
Yeah, great cover.
It's if you don't recognize, this is the Dark Knight Returns Frank Miller cover, but with our ever-loving blue-eyed Thing. It's a great variant cover. Picked up at Amazing Fantasy. I'll put a link down below. Great cover. I looked through it. It crams a lot of stuff in it, so I have to sit down and really pay attention because I'm a big Fantastic Four fan. So this is a great cover. Can't wait to read it. And also, I got this in earlier today, so we're going to do a live unboxing. Yay!
Oh, I gotta see this. What do we got?
Rick's going to like this one.
No.
So this was ordered on Super 7, their website. these just came out. So let's check it out.
Oh, it's bubble wrap.
They Live figures.
No
Yes.
way.
Reaction
Nice.
figures.
They live,
Yes.
we sleep.
Yes.
Oh, look, and the card is unpunched, so it's like
Yeah.
a fake collectible.
Now it's worth money.
R.I.P. Rowdy Piper.
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
So
Yeah.
these just came out. A couple they have the a lady alien. The one issue though, the one problem I'm really bummed about. They had a Roddy Piper figure in the works, and they had a prototype made. They had a prototype made. They had everything made, but something with the licensing, so they couldn't make a Roddy Piper figure, which bums me out to
I
no end.
guarantee the person who had a problem with that was Vince
Ronda
McMahon.
Rousey?
Well,
Was it his wife? I
no,
thought it was his wife,
It
right?
was probably his estate didn't have
Yeah?
a problem with it. Yeah.
Like, does
Vince
he have the rights to
Vince
his
didn't have
face?
no. Vince doesn't have the rights in, but so something happened. But we at least got this figure, so that's something. They Live, if you haven't seen, is a great movie. It's almost a documentary at this point because it's a little true to
Except
life.
no one,
Actually.
except no one chews bubblegum anymore.
Yeah.
Although he
Definitely
was out of it too, as I recall, right?
He was
All out of bubblegum.
He
It
was.
was the line, Rick. So that's
From the movie, they said.
I seen the fucking movie. I got the
Obviously not! Go ahead.
You know what, Rick? I got your back because I got what you were trying to do there.
Thank you.
So I got your back on that one.
It's about time.
Somebody-
Fucking Ray, you
Bishop
This
is
one is
on
legit. This one is legit.
bro.
Rick does not suck.
yeah.
Thank you.
Despite,
Finally, I've heard it one time in my
the
life.
word on the street.
Despite the contrary reviews.
Despite media reports.
Wow. Fucking hate the hateful fucking one.
The Hateful Four. All right.
I
John
ain't
Witherspoon.
alone.
All right. So, some good picks this week. All right. So next, we're gonna go to our hidden gems of the week. Fritche, I'm gonna start with you. What is your hidden gem of the week? Hidden gems is pretty much something that personal to you that you enjoy that might not be mainstream that people might not be aware of. Could be anything. Could be a piece of art. Could be a band. Could be music. Could be a comic. Could be a toy. Could be anything you want. It's a guest show and tell. So Fritche, what do you got for us this
I
week?
didn't know it was that expansive. I would have gotten more.
I
creative.
explained
just brought a comic.
these rules many times to everyone, but no one listens to me.
Yeah.
I gotta stop bringing shit.
Yeah, footage not found there, Rick.
Insert footage here.
Alright, so I brought this thing, which I always
You
like.
brought something?
Oh.
That beats
I
Hondo.
just showed you a fucking comic, you
No, I'm just
retard.
saying you brought something. That beats
Hey,
Hondo.
what's the
Hondo was
retard
gonna
word?
bring something.
Yes, I brought this and I showed it.
That
and
was
we talked
awesome, though.
about it.
You're
And
fucking
then he's
hate-
like, "Wait a minute, you
brought
brought
something?
something?"
You brought something else?
You know what? I see what's
one
happening
thing.
here. They
Oh
are
my
picking
God.
on you.
They do.
Once again,
Yeah.
Rick does not suck.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't. I just have to put up
By
with the
words to the
bullshit.
contrary. I mean, you
Wow.
understand how much shit you talk to
Fuck
the rest
you.
of us. All you had to say was nothing.
It's
Get a
all right,
camera.
man. Drink your
I'm not-
micheladas, baby.
okay, I'm
It's
just
all
gonna
right.
drink-
your
I'm just gonna
micheladas.
Drink your
Over
beer soup.
My beer soup. Here goes.
All right, Rick, calm down.
All right,
It's
so
not your time to talk. Go ahead.
I brought this comic because, I was actually thinking about it a lot last night, and just trying to think of some hidden gems, But this is good. It's the Ben Edlund tick run. It was supposed to go for 13 issues. It only ran for 12 because Ben Edlund got Fox Kids money and lost interest and never finished it.
So,
Is that an omnibus?
Once I got my money, I was gone.
So it's called an omnibus
Uh-oh.
because this is what 1993 thought an omnibus was. Not like one of these, jawbreaker, like these things that'll snap your wrist.
we
and
call
half
those the
when you try and
Widowmakers.
read it.
Yeah.
Dr.
Actual omnibuses.
Because Dr. Omnibus will come for that shit. I'm just telling you right now. Everybody doesn't know about Dr. Omnibus, but he's
Coming soon.
He's
Yeah,
coming.
that's that's their name for Alex. Anyway,
Yeah. Oh, spoiler alert!
it's their name for Alex. The art's fine.
Open it up.
The art is fine. The story is actually funny as shit. There's a bunch of jokes in here that I'm into.
It's like a parody of comic books.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of what the
like
Ninja Turtles were,
Yeah.
kind of like a parody of Frank Miller comics.
this character, Oedipus, is a parody of Elektra, and a lot of these are parodies of Ninja Turtles and just
What? Her name is Oedipus?
yeah.
Okay, I can deal with that.
I'm glad to hear it. This is a Marlon Brando joke.
That's way too open and way too easy. That's low-hanging fruit. I am not going to get that fruit. I'm leaving that alone.
Yeah, no, and they never really do anything with that bit, weirdly, which is kind of a loss. But the Ben Edlund tick is really good. It's all in back in print because New England Comics only has that to publish anymore, so they always keep it in print. But I also brought some. I drew some.
Sure, please. Sure.
I don't know if this is the time for it, but
Sure.
What you get?
I drew some. It was the first thing I've drawn that wasn't for an assignment or a gift. This is the first time I drew something for myself in like 10 years.
Just freehand and shit?
Yeah.
Nice.
God damn.
This is a picture of Towns Van Zandt I drew.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
I didn't even fucking know. You're
Yeah,
nice.
he's a fucking artist,
Oh,
man.
dude, if people don't know about Fritche, he's a fucking awesome artist.
This is
man.
late Towns Van Zandt after he smoked himself almost to death.
That's pretty good, man.
Drink.
All right.
Yeah, he got that
Yeah, look
scar
at
under
you.
his arm.
Listen in the comment sections if you want fucking Fritche to commission something for you guys.
Yeah, my rates are
reasonable.
Present.
Just pay that nigga.
Very reasonable.
they're there.
Cases of
Pay
beer.
that motherfucking shit.
It's free. But yeah,
Awesome.
this is the first thing I drew for me in since like
That's
2009, 2010.
That's hard.
Very
Can you
good, man.
pass that over? I want to see that actually in detail.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go.
I actually want to see that.
You want to see
Sorry.
his naked Lois Lane.
Here's a make it Lois Lane.
I knew that you would look.
Seinfeld joke.
I would look.
All right, Bishop, what's your hidden gem for the week?
My hidden gem was like when I was talking about earlier upon my introduction. I am rereading Scott Pilgrim vs. the World vs. Universe.
Brian O'Malley
Yes,
is great.
Oni Press,
Are you reading
hardcore,
the black and white or the colored one?
black and white.
Okay.
What book are you on?
I actually right now I'm on 5.
5. Okay.
So one more to go, right? Or low?
Trust.
No,
One
2
more to
more,
go.
I think. No?
No,
Yeah.
one more.
Six books.
Is it 6?
Yeah.
Don't be going through my sketchbook.
I have to go through it.
No, you don't.
You have a picture of your cock
Hey.
sketch in here?
Hey, respect his privacy. right?
Close the book, Ricky.
Oh, okay, here we go. Thank you.
But it's mad funny.
Yeah.
It's reminded me of the 2000s. Also, I'm getting to see it from like an older point of view as to where I'm laughing at a lot more shit. Because I knew the joke before, but now it's really fucking funny because I kind of lived through that my damn self. So it's that shit. And I even have a friend now that I call Scott Pilgrim as an inside joke because he acts just like that motherfucker. But yeah, that's my shit.
It's a great book. It's kind of a love letter to like the kids that grew up on video games and comic books, and it's definitely kind of like that generation. There's a lot of Nintendo references, X-Men references, and it's a great love story. It's kind of a Scott Pilgrim's kind of an asshole, but he's a charming asshole, so you kind of forgive him. So
Aren't we all?
it's a great read, especially if you're not if you know people that are not really into comics. It's a great book to give them to kind of like a starting point, kind of like read. Like you don't really need to know the whole history of comics. It's a good story to get into.
Even that movie's a good introduction.
I love that movie. That movie's great.
That movie's great.
I've never read the book or
You know
seen
what?
or seen the movie. Am I too old?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
No,
and
not
for
at all.
and for gamers who actually might not know about Scott Pilgrim, go look at your whatever system you're playing on, the game store.
Yeah.
Go pick up the Scott Pilgrim game.
Trust.
It is fucking fun.
You can't find it. It's not.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not there anymore.
It's not
Maybe
there.
for the older systems, possibly.
PS3, you used to be able to find it, but they haven't re-released it.
They took it down? They took it down?
You can't find
Wow.
it.
It's
I
an
still,
awesome game. It's like Streets of
been a
Rage.
while.
Just, yeah.
It's fucking great.
it's a great game. No, I still have it on my PS3.
I still have it on my
Too,
PS3 and my Xbox 360, which
Yeah,
is awesome.
you can't. You can't find it nowadays.
That's
Believe
so
me, I look.
horrible.
So yeah, it's a good pick, Scott Pilgrim. If you haven't read it, check them out. They have they released a hardcover colored version a couple years ago too, so that's cool too. But something charming about the black and white also. Let's see, Rick, you got any hidden gems this week?
Yeah, actually, because of last week's show, you mentioned Saliva Tribe.
Oh yeah.
So I actually went on Spotify to look for them.
Didn't they do
Saliva
our
Tribe
theme
is
song?
on there, and you know what? I have been fucking listening to them religiously. Saliva Tribe right now, in the last, last week or so, I've been listening to Saliva Tribe, and I listened to a lot of Fozzy, which is Chris Jericho's band.
You want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
I'm on the label that they're on.
Oh really?
Saliva Tribe?
I do graphics for their label.
No shit.
yeah.
Oh, awesome.
There we go.
A Clausen Records. These are the guys right here.
There you
Right
go.
there.
Awesome.
And
Plug.
Not Tide, Sign Guy. You know, these are my homeboys. Filipino hardcore fucking music.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a
Represent
genre.
A Clausen record. What is it? A ClausenRecords.bigcartel.com.
Awesome.
Shout out, baby.
So Graham's the one that he's part of the Saliva Tribe. He did our theme, the opening theme. So shout out to
Great
Graham.
theme.
Graham,
I'm not
Graham,
kidding.
your fucking band is awesome, and you are fucking super sick at the fucking drums, dude.
Just-
I pay attention to every fucking instrument. You are
Graham's
fucking
hardcore.
killing it.
Like usually when you get like a friend of yours to do you a favor for your show, it's nice. Like the theme song's really good.
It's really good.
You know what?
It's
The
catchy.
theme song
Very
is
good.
really good, and it's very different from what Saliva Tribe fucking offers.
Go to one
so
of their shows.
please, if
one of
anybody's
their
out there,
shows.
and if you like the fucking punk scene, take a listen to fucking
Yeah, it's
Saliva
good.
Tribe.
Go to one
They're
of their
fucking
shows.
awesome.
Yeah, we're all gonna do a field trip to
Next time they're playing,
Yeah,
I
we're gonna
believe, is
have to do a live fucking
November
broadcast
7th
from
or
that
something
shit.
like that. They're gonna be playing at the Golden Bull. Saliva Tribe, all
I
fucking
love
day.
that bar. I haven't been banned from there yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
So all right, awesome picks, great picks. Shout out to Graham and Saliva Tribe. So my hidden gem this week, I'm going with old school.
Archie?
I picked this up this week. Actually, no, this is by
It's the exact opposite.
yeah, the exact.
It's the exact opposite of Archie.
So this is Mr. Natural by R. Crumb, famous underground artist from the late 60s, early 70s. This book, Mr. Natural #2, I found at Fantastic Comics this last week. Those guys are great. I had a great conversation with those guys coming soon to the channel. So Mr. Natural,
Who published that one?
this is that's a great transition, Fritchie. Published by the SF Comic Book Company. This is one of,
Whoa!
yes.
We do that?
Yes, no, we didn't do this. No.
We did that.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
So it's some great art. It's R. Crumb is famous. You want to talk a little bit about R. Crumb? You probably know a little bit more
You
about
got
R.
some
Crumb than I
Crumb
do.
knowledge.
Drop the crumb wisdom.
Our Crumb is definitely a famous lech. In a legend in the comics with an X scene. Like back in the 60s, he used to live in SF. Back in the day, I know some people who knew him back then, and they said he was as crazy as you think.
Yeah. There's a great documentary about him too that came out a few years ago. Crumb,
like
right?
20 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years.
Terry Zwigoff made a movie called Crumb. It also features two of his brothers, one of whom killed himself after the movie came out because he didn't like how he looked in it. True story. And the other brother still lives
Hopefully this
on
doesn't happen
Mission,
here.
on Market and 6th. The other brother still lives in town. I've seen him. He looks a mess. But R. Crumb and his wife, Aileen Kaminsky, live in the south of France. They've lived there for like 30 years, something like that. He's still around. He's still making shit, but like he lives the life of a retired artist.
Yeah,
you know.
It's a great. I definitely want to get some more of these. Kind of seeing the history of some of these underground comics, especially the ones from San Francisco.
I'll have to bring some of that. Like I got some.
Yeah, it's funny. It's gritty. It's anti-establishment. The art is great. It's very underground.
Back when the boomers had something to be mad about.
Yeah. This is definitely of the
for
time,
real, and not just like these kids like they don't like
Making
plastic
our fucking
straws.
life miserable.
He tackles sex. He tackles race. He tackles politics. He tackles a lot of stuff in
But
here.
like tackles them, like not actually thinks about it, but like
Not
runs
solving
at him
anything.
and then spears him.
Yeah, exactly.
NPC about
Yes,
should be real.
very
about shit.
very un-PC. Not a kid's book. Definitely not an Archie
If
book.
you're too young, think George Carlin.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, no, it's at least George Carlin was a little thoughtful. I mean,
George Carlin was the truth. That's what it was.
Oh yeah,
to it.
no,
He was
absolutely.
the truth,
but like,
man.
folks out there, have you ever, let's say, worked at the Fillmore and met a baby boomer who said something super racist and told you to lighten up? This book is why they're like this. This is just very much how it happened.
This is your
Lighten
drunk ass
up.
uncle on Christmas and Thanksgiving.
He famously drew the "Keep on Trucking" logo in the '70s. He never got a dime from it. That's what sucks about it. But that thing was everywhere. Probably would have been a fucking billionaire off of that. But it's definitely definitely of the time. It's definitely worth checking out if you get.
Great cartoonist.
Yeah.
Hates women.
Yeah. Definitely not for the faint of heart.
Yeah. No,
They are very scary.
That was some Salvador
He likes some
And
Amazon.
it definitely comes out in his drawing for sure.
Yeah.
So this is my hidden gem for the week. It's produced by the SF Comic Book Company, a classic book.
Do a movie about him or some shit like that?
Oh, that was Harvey P.
That's
Yeah,
it, my
American
fault.
Splendor.
My bad.
I seen that movie. I seen that documentary.
I am
Yeah, you
drunk. Don't kill me.
So that's my hidden gem. Bada Fantastic Comics. The guys over there, you'll great guys,
store.
great store in
Great
Berkeley.
goddamn store.
2026 Shattuck Avenue in Berkeley. Great store. Check them out. Coming soon, hopefully, to our channel. So, but I saw this on the table. I was like, oh, it's Kismet. I was very excited to see that, and it started the conversation. So, SF Comic Book Company produced Mr. Natural. That's my hidden gem for the week. So,
Right off the BART station.
right off the BART station. So, I think Rick, we already talked to you. So I think you already talked enough, Rick. We're going to talk to you about interrupting. We're gonna have a long conversation about that after. Any final thoughts from? I think this was a great show, great conversation. Fritche, any final thoughts for our audience? People can find you in the bar, right?
Don't look for me on the internet. I'm not there. If you want to find me, go around and go to the. You gonna let me talk, you fucking bird?
Again, we're gonna talk at the other
Bird.
show.
Yeah, just get off at 16th Street BART and then find your nearest dive bar and 88 hours until you find me. Ask around.
Cool. Bishop, where can we find you online? Any other thing you want to plug?
You can find me at FeverGangSF on Instagram. Also at The Boy Sick God. Also, I want to say this is a fly ass show. You.
It's fun, man. It's good.
Nice. Going very well.
It's coming together.
This
It's
is
coming
real.
together. We're getting professional.
My last two things are Rick does not suck at fuck Ant-Man.
Wow!
2 T-shirts. So you created 2
Rick
T-shirts.
does not suck and fuck Ant-Man.
Man, he gets a
right?
dime everyone that sells.
All right, Rick, you have anything to say? The one time we let you talk, go ahead.
IG, SF Comic Book Co. Twitter, SF Comic Book Co. Thank you, Bishop.
Bromance. Like Rick said, like and subscribe to the channel. Find us on SF Comic Book Co. Watch more of the videos. We did a top 10 horror movie a couple weeks ago that was actually turned out really good. I want to shout out Amazing Fantasy, Frank and Amazing Fantasy, great guy. I'll put a link in the description.
Big up yourself.
Fantastic Comics, Cards and Comics Central, Daryl Cards and Comics, another big supporter of the show.
Great stores, all.
All great stores.
All great stores.
Shout out to Graham for making the music.
Big up yourself.
Look for more
Thanks,
videos. We're gonna look for the weekly show every week here, SF Company Hour. So great! I think it was a great show. Thanks for everyone coming on.
I like how my fists look huge like Jack Kirby's because the lens is all fisheye.
Hey,
It's like a
can I
Jack
just say-
Kirby
can I just say
panel.
one
Look
more
at that.
thing? I just say one more thing.
No.
We are 90 subscribers in. We are 10 away from the 100. Ladies and
Our
gentlemen,
first goal.
please like and subscribe. We're almost there. We're almost reaching our goal, our first goal. Please like and subscribe.
Our first goal, almost
Our
there.
first goal.
All right, so thank you very much. You guys, see you guys next week. Watch out for more videos.
Fuck Ant-Man.